So, okay, beta. So, we will do one problem from maximum minima and then we will move to the next chapter, which is integration. So, this is a problem where it is given that the flat circular plate, of the flat circular plate shown in the figure so you're shown a plate which is a circular plate has the shape of the region x square plus y square less than equal to 1. The plate including the boundary is heated so that the temperature at a point so that the temperature at a point x comma y is given by txy equals to x square plus 2y square minus x. Okay, find the temperature at the hottest and the coldest points on the plate. Find the temperature at the hottest and coldest points on the plate. Is the question clear to everybody? So you are given a circular plate which is x square plus y square less than is equal to 1 including the boundary, right? This plate is heated, so you have a source of heat. The temperature at any point of the plate is x square plus 2y square minus x, right? So if you are standing here, suppose this point is say 1 comma 3, then the temperature at this point will be 1 square plus 2 into 3 square minus 1, so that is 18 degrees Celsius or whatever are the units. So the question is find a point on this plate which is having the maximum temperature and the one which is having the least temperature. So basically we have to find the maxima and minima. So we know that local maxima, minima can occur at critical points or boundary points. Right? Now critical points are the points where fx is 0 and fy is 0, or the points where fx or fy or both don't exist. Is that thing clear to everybody? Now if you look at your function x square plus 2y square minus x, the function being polynomial function is nice and the derivatives will exist everywhere. So no such point for this particular function, right? And we will just have critical points where fx is 0 and fy is 0. So you have 2x minus 1 equal to 0 and 2y equal to 0. So from here you get x is equal to half and y is equal to 0. Students who are joining late, beta, please be on time. You see already 10 minutes are over almost. So the only critical point is half comma 0. The only critical point is half comma 0. Is that thing clear to everybody? Now you have to check whether this point is in your region or not. Half comma 0 will be somewhere here. So this point is in your region because the radius of the circle is 1. Right? And what is the temperature at this point? Temperature at half comma 0 will be half square plus 2 0
Ma'am,
square minus. Yes, beta. Beta, lots of disturbance. Please mute yourself. Plus half. So this is
ma'am,
1 by. Yes.
मम्मी हाफ क्यों आएगा मैम? जीरो ही नहीं आएगा मैम? हाफ
2x minus 1 equal to 0. X half नहीं आएगा बेटा यहाँ से.
मम्मी 2x माइनस 1 कैसे?
इसको डेरिवेटिव करो विद रिस्पेक्ट टू x.
अच्छा मतलब आपने टेम्परेचर को किया ये? ओके ओके
टेम्परेचर को ही करना है बेटा. Whatever is the function, if f is a function for which you are finding the maxima and minima, so you will differentiate that function. Here your function is temperature, so you will differentiate temperature, right? So this is 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2, so this is minus 1 by 4. So temperature at this point half comma 0 is minus 1 by 4. So we saw that there is only one critical point. Okay, so let us look at the boundary points. So now on the boundary, before this we had done, we have in the last lecture we have seen our plate was either rectangular or square. So on one side of the plate, like for if you are looking at the boundary, here y was constant, here also y was a constant, and here x was constant, and here was x was constant. So your function used to become a function of one variable only. But here in this question you have a circle, so your boundary is x square plus y square plus 1. There you had four different boundaries, like four different lines, they were constituting your boundary. Here you have a single curve, right? So you cannot make a separation that we are having two lines or something like that. So what we will do on the boundary, now you look at your function xy is equal to x square plus 2y square minus x. So clearly I can see y square, and from here I can see y square in terms of x square. So I will replace y square in terms of x square. So on the boundary, txy becomes 2 x square plus 2y. Instead of y square, I'll write 1 minus x square, right? Minus x. So this is x square minus 2x square. That is minus x square minus x plus 2. Fine. And here your y square is equal to 1 minus x square, and x is between minus 1 and plus 1. Can you see? On your circle, x is from minus 1 to 1. So you have to find, this is another function which is the function of x only on the interval minus 1 less than equal to x less than 1. So you have to find out the minimum and maximum of this function. Minimum and maximum of this function that will occur either at the boundary. Okay, this will occur at the boundary, that is at x is equal to minus 1 or x is equal to 1. When x is equal to minus 1, y will be, y square is 1 minus x square, so that is 0. And when x is 1, in that case also y is 0, right? So therefore these the 2 points where maximum minima can occur is minus 1 comma 0 or 1 comma 0. And apart from that, you will put the derivative with respect to x is equal to 0. That gives you minus 2x minus 1 equals to 0. That gives you x is equal to minus half. So the value of y will be, y square is 1 minus x square. So that will be 1 minus 1 by 4. That is 3 by 4. So y will be plus minus root 3 by 2. So you have these points. X is minus half, y is root 3 by 2. Or x is minus half, y is minus root 3 by 2. So you get these 4 points. Minus half, root 3 by 2, minus half, minus root 3 by 2. So you see what is happening here is, you got 1 point inside, which is half comma 0, and the value of the function here was minus 1 by 4. Okay, and then you get how many points on the boundary? 4 points. Minus 1 comma 0, 1 comma 0, and then you get minus half comma, minus half will be here, comma root 3 by 2, it will be here, and minus half comma minus root 3 by 2, right? So this is minus half comma root 3 by 2, and this point is minus half comma minus root 3 by 2. Now you compute the value of the function everywhere. Just put it in the function. So your function is txy is equal to x square plus 2y square minus x. So what will be the value at minus 1 comma 0? that will be 1. This will be 0 minus 1. So the value here is 0. So value of the function here is 0. Here also it will be 0. You have to compute at minus 1 comma root 3 by 2. You can just compute it. So this will be minus half square plus 2 root 3 by 2 square minus half. So this value, if you compute, this is 9 by 4. Okay. And this also is 9 by 4. Now can you see out of this 9 by 4 minus 1 by 4, 0, 0 and 9 by 4, which one is the maximum? Tell me. Students, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
9 by 4 is the
9 by 4 will be
maximum.
maximum. Yes, ma'am.
Therefore, hottest temperature is at the point minus 1 by 2 and root 3 by 2 and minus 1 by 2 and minus root 3 by 2, and its value is 9 by 4, and the hottest point is, and the coldest point is which one? This half comma 2, and the value is minus 1 by 4. Is that thing clear to everybody?
मैम यहाँ पे जो हमने t -1, 0 निकाला है उसकी वैल्यू सही निकाली हमने
X square is 1 plus 2, 0 square minus, okay, just a minute, minus 1 square, minus 1. I'm sorry, beta, galat nikale na. So this is 2, right? Yeah, this value is 2, but still this is the maximum value, right? And here it will be, yeah, here it is 0. 1 plus 2, 0 square minus 1. Yeah, thank you. So this is 0, here it is 2, here it is 9 by 4. 9 by 4 is 2 point something, right? So this is more. So the hottest temperature is 9 by 4 and the coldest one is minus 1 by 4. Clear, beta? Everybody is comfortable with such questions, such type of problems?
मैम actually, मैम ये पूछ रहा था
हमेशा हमें ऐसे ही फंक्शंस दिए जाएंगे जो कि completely derivable हो अपने डोमेन में या like exponential और
Yes, beta. Otherwise there is no point. If the function is not differentiable, then obviously we cannot use this method for finding the minima maxima. Okay?
okay ma'am.
Yeah. So please, you have to complete your tutorial sheets. So, we are done with chapter 12. We are done with chapter 12. Right? And up to tutorial 7, tutorial sheet 7. Right? And I have already shared with you the exercises which are to be done. So everybody please make sure.
एमएससी का सिलेबस क्या है?
No, बेटा अभी नहीं कंफर्म हुआ है, प्लीज
तो
जब भी होगा
MSc
I'll let you know. Okay?
ट्यूटोरियल 7 तक आएगा?
बेटा मैं कह रही हूँ कि अभी नहीं
अच्छा,
कंफर्म हुआ.
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही थी, सॉरी मैम.
Okay, बेटा, oh, it's okay. So I will let you know जब भी मुझे पता चलेगा. Is that okay?
मैम एक बार ये बता दीजिए मैम आपने कोल्डेस्ट पॉइंट कैसे निकाला मैम, वो समझ नहीं आया था, एक बार बता देंगे प्लीज.
You see, बेटा, what I did, I found all the points of local maxima minima, right? Now I got this is the one point. This was when I was computing the critical points, and then on the boundary, this point, this point, this point, and this point. These are the possible points of local minima maxima. Now out of these points, we will see which one is the having the maximum value. Here the value is 9 by 4. Here the value is 9 by 4. Here the value is 2. Here the value is 0. Here the value is minus 1 by 4. So which one is the maximum? 9 by 4.
मैम minus 1 by 2 comma 0 कैसे आई थी हमारी वैल्यू?
1 by 2 comma.
Yes मैम, ये वाली वैल्यू, मैम ये वाली वैल्यू कैसे?
बेटा see, I told you local maximum minimum will critical point or at the boundary point. So critical point is fx is equal to 0 and fy equal to 0. So from there we got this point half comma 0.
Okay ma'am. Critical ma'am, basically वो critical point है.
Yeah, that is a critical point. So
Okay,
critical points are of two types, either where both the derivatives are 0 or where fx, fy or both don't exist. इससे पहले somebody asked me a doubt, right? Ma'am, what happens if the function is not differentiable? So it may be possible that at some points the differentiability is not there. Then those points anyway you have to consider for maximum minima. Is that okay, beta? those points will be considered for critical points, but it is not this cannot be the case that your function is not differentiable at all in the bound in your region. So it will happen that only at 1 or 2 points your function is not differentiable. Is that thing clear, beta? Yes. Okay, so we'll start with the next chapter, which is the integration. So please, we will have a doubt class for this 12th chapter. You can complete your tutorial sheets, you can complete your exercises, then we will plan a doubt class for chapter 12. Okay, beta? So everybody is doing tutorial sheets? Yes, no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So for example, in my my tutorial class, we have done tude 6 on Monday, right? Because
मैम हम
last
लोग का
Monday
चल
was
रहा
the
है
okay, fine then. Yeah, then it means you are okay. So next week you should be doing tutorial 7, right? Or you should have already started because we had a holiday on Monday. So we are on tude 7. We'll start next week. Okay, beta. So let me start with the next chapter, which is chapter 13 from your book.
हमें एक चीज पूछनी थी
Yes, beta, please.
वही मॉक टेस्ट का रिजल्ट नहीं आया वो टेस्ट का रिजल्ट नहीं आया ना
Nahi, beta. Okay, so you will soon
ठीक
get your result, right? And I will also discuss the problems maybe in the next week. Okay, so that if you have any doubt from the test, we can discuss that in the class. Okay, beta.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, for sure. Next week, maybe on Monday, we'll discuss for 15 minutes the test. Okay, beta. So
Yes,
let
ma'am.
us start with this chapter, multiple integrals. So we already know, you already know what is integral a to b f of x dx. So you see what we are doing is, instead of a function of single variable, we are considering function of more than one variable. So we will be talking about integration of this function, right? So before coming to that, I would like to know, you already know the meaning of this thing, right? That what is this? Integral a to b f of x dx. Anybody, can you tell me what is the meaning of this quantity? This is a number, right? So what is this number?
Area under the
Area,
graph.
ma'am.
Yeah, area under the curve f of x, y is equal to f of x from x is equal to a to x is equal to b. So something like this. Fx is here and you have x is equal to a and x is equal to b. Now, do you know that what is the physical interpretation? So what we do actually, we divide the domain into small parts, right? We divide the domain into small parts. Say this is your, this point is say x0, this point is say x1, this point is say x2, and so on. Suppose this point is xn. So what you do, you have divided your domain into n parts. Then inside each part you take some point, say x1 here, x2 here, x3, sorry, x1, x2 I have already used. Just a minute. Let me use C1 here, C2 here, C3 here, C4 here, Cn here. So what is the idea? Idea is this length is delta x1, this length is delta x2, this length is delta x3, and so on. So the idea is you multiply delta x1 with the value of the function at C1. So suppose this is the value of the function C1 at C1. So you are computing this rectangle, area of this rectangle, length into breadth. Is that thing clear? Then you multiply this length here, delta x2, with the value of the function at C2. So value of the function is C2 is here. So you are computing this integral. And you keep on doing this. At the last, you are taking delta xn and you're multiplying with the value of the function at Cn. Right? So what you have computed some areas, but that is not area under the curve. Right? Is that okay? Clear to everybody?
मैम एरिया फिर बी से ए तक ए से बी तक होएगा ना फिर पूरा एरिया
Yeah, but I'm saying is, what I am saying is, suppose this is your curve, right? This is the point A, this is the point B. So I'm just telling you how the integral comes. What we do, this is your point, you call it x0, call it x1. So you call it delta x1, whatever is the length, and inside you fix c1, and the value of the function at c1 is here. So this length is my f of c1, right? So you multiply this with this, so you'll get this area of this rectangle, right? So c f at c1 into del x1 gives me area of this rectangle. Then you go to the next point, x2, right? This length is suppose del x2, and then you take a point c2 inside this, and then you again take a rectangle with the height f of c2. So you multiply this with f of c2 and so on. So you will get some area, but that area is not area under the curve. So what we do, when you divide your region into infinite parts, in that case, are you convinced that this area which I am computing of rectangles will be same as area under the curve? Yes, no?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, you are not convinced? Very good. So you see here, can you see, see beta? What we are doing is, we are taking rectangles. Suppose we are taking just these rectangles, right? So I have divided into 4 parts. This area is missing, right? Now if I divide it into 10 parts, I'll get a better area. Is this thing okay? Because you will have small rectangles, so small area will be missing. So you'll get a better area representing the area under the curve. And when you divide it into 100 parts, you will get still a better value. And if you divide it into infinite parts, you will get exactly the area under the curve. Is that okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody, please tell me. I can explain again if you don't get this point. This is important.
नहीं आया मैम.
Okay, beta. So let me
That means
explain.
we have to divide it into the strips of small areas.
Yeah, beta. So what I am just telling you the idea of integral, from where it comes. Actually, I'm going back, little bit back. So I'm saying is, what is the idea of how the integral came into existence? So you have this curve here. Let me draw like this. You have this curve here, right? I will just take 3 points, right? So this is my A, this is my B. I will just divide into 3 parts, right? I have divided into 3 parts because suppose I don't know integration. Right now, I don't know integration. I just know area of a rectangle. So I take C1 here, C2 here, C3 here. So f of C1 is this much. So I will just draw a rectangle. Right. So this is my del x1. So this area which is purple is f at C1 into del x1. And then f at C2 will be something like this into del x2. F of C2 into del x2 plus f of C3. C3 is here. Del x3. So this area I know how to compute because I know how to find out the area of rectangle.
मैम ये
Right?
F1 height है ना उसकी.
Yes, height हो जाएगी ना बेटा. So this will be, what is this height? This is FC2 because this function is f, right? So this is FC2, and what is this? This is FC1, and what is this? This is FC3. Clear है ये? Is this thing clear to everybody? Right?
Yes मैम.
Now you can, if you divide it into 4 parts, you will get a better area under the curve because this you are taking extra area. You see, this much is extra and this is missing. This is also missing because your aim is to find area under the curve. This is also extra if you are just taking 3 parts, and this is missing and this is extra. Can you see? When you compute this area, so this area differs from your area under the curve by this much. This part is extra, this part is extra, this part is extra, this part is missing, this part is missing, this part is missing. Is that thing clear?
Yes ma'am.
Now you keep on increasing your number of parts. when you keep on increasing your number of parts, this will be very small. So almost equal to the value of your function. So in that case, when number of parts goes to infinity, then it becomes area under the curve. So if you see, the definition of integral is defined as limit n going to infinity f ck del k, okay, k from 1 to n. So you see what you are doing, this 3 parts, or if you are taking n parts, this sum will be this, right? So if you take n going to infinity, that is the definition of integration. I think in +2 you must have studied like this. If the derivative of y is say y1, then integral of y1 is y. This is what you have studied, right? And then
Yeah.
later on you just said that this actually represents the area under the curve. But how it represents the area of the under the curve? Because this is the basic definition of integration, right? You can derive all the formulas from here, but this is actually a number, right? You can always compute area under the curve using this. This is the basic means starting definition of integration. If you want to look at the area under the curve, is that okay, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now suppose fxy is a function of 2 variables, right? And if it is a function of 2 variables, now your region of like where it is defined will be in 2D plane, xy plane. And suppose D is any region in xy plane, this is your D, then this integral fxy, we will write it like this, fxy dA over the region D. Double integral, it means that you have to integrate with respect to x also, with respect to y also. So you have something like this. This is your region D. Here is your function fxy, right? So somehow you are computing this volume, right? Volume, which is, this is the surface, fxy is the surface. So what you are doing over the region D, this area into the height. So somehow you are computing the volume of the cylinder whose base is the region D and height is not constant fxy. Is that clear to everybody? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you
Okay, so
repeat this concept?
yes,
Yes, ma'am,
beta.
please.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
So
please
what I'm
repeat.
saying is, suppose you have a function fxy of 2 variables and you are defining this integral over a region D, dA, right? So what we are saying is, you have xy plane. Here is your function fxy. Now it will be kind of a surface, right? Fxy, because for every x and y you have a number. So if you plot it, it will be a surface. And in xy plane, you have D as your region. And you are computing this number. This is actually, just make a cylinder. This the upper part of cylinder will be not a flat surface, but it will be depicted by what is fxy. So this is a number which tells you the volume, this much volume, right? So this is volume of the cylinder whose base is D. D can be of any shape. Whose
Ma'am,
base
yeah.
is D.
maybe D क्या है?
D is the region over which you are integrating. Now you see, for a function of one variable, you had a to b as your limits of integration. But for a function of 2 variables, now you will have a region, because its domain is 2D. So something in xy plane will be the region over which you have to integrate. Clear? So this is the volume of a cylinder whose base is d and whose height is fxy. Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
मैम एक बार फिर से बता दे सिलेंडर वाला क्या बोला आपने भी
Beta, you see, you have a surface fxy. This is your surface fxy, right? And you are integrating over the region D. This is your region D. So what you are doing actually, you are multiplying small region here with this height. And this you are doing for everything. Small region here, multiply with height. Small region here, multiply with height. Small region here, multiply with height. So what you are getting actually, you are getting this volume here. So that is what I am saying, that physically this quantity tells you the volume of this cylinder. So please make sure that I'm not talking about this cylinder, right circular cylinder, because in right circular cylinder you have this is a circle, this is a circle. Here we don't have this thing. This D can be anything, and this also is not flat, right? It is not perpendicular. It can be anything. Is that okay?
Yes,
Clear,
ma'am.
beta? So
जी
we will
मैम
do the problems. You will understand more, right?
मैम
So
मैम जो दोनों सिलेंडर से सिलेंडर है, ऊपर वाला बेस और नीचे वाला बेस दोनों का मतलब अलग अलग है सरफेस एरिया.
yes, yeah, they are not same. Okay,
ओके.
right? They are different. Okay. So we will start with the simplest case. We will start with the simplest case. When your area, when D is a rectangle. Okay, so your area over which you have to integrate is a rectangle, right? So your rectangle will be, say you have x is from A to B and y is from C to D, right? So you are looking for integral fxy dA over D, where D is this rectangle, x is from A to B and y is from C to D, right? In that case, we can write our integral like this: fx y, in that case small area dA, because everything is rectangular. So in that case, this small area dA will be equal to dx into dy. Can you see?
Yes.
Right? Because everything is rectangular. There is no curve involved. So in that case, your dA will be dx dy, right? And this is in fact always true. We always make rectangular small regions and then we multiply with the height. So dA is dx dy in Cartesian coordinates. So we'll write it as dx dy and integrate with respect to x first, and the limits of x are from x is equal to A to B, and then integrate with respect to y. The limits of y are from C to D, right? And there is a theorem which tells you that this is actually equal to, you can integrate first with respect to y also, no problem, right? You can integrate with respect to y first and then with respect to x. If the region is rectangular, this is only when the region is rectangular. So this theorem which tells you that this quantity is equal to this quantity is called Fubini's theorem, right? So what I am saying is, if the region of integration, let me write down again, if the region of integration is a rectangle, then you can change order of integration. Order of integration means with respect to x also you can differentiate first, or with respect to y also you can differentiate first. That is fxy dx dy, x from A to x is equal to B, y from C is equal to from y from C to D is same as integration first with respect to y and then with respect to x, y from C to D and x from A to B. Is that thing clear? Okay, so let me give you an example. Calculate the volume. Okay, first Okay, suppose this is written, calculate the volume under Z is equal to 4 minus X minus Y over the rectangular region, over the rectangular region 0 less than equal to X less than equal to 2, 0 less than equal to Y less than is equal to 1. Right? So now you see, please mute beta, mute everybody. So you have to find, this is the fxy. You have to find the volume under this surface and the region is this. So you have to find 4 minus X minus Y dx dy. So if I am integrating with respect to X first, the limits are from 0 to 2, and then with respect to Y, 0 to 1. So you can just compute it 0 to 1. Just integrate with respect to X. Treat Y as a constant. So it will be 4x minus x square by 2 minus yx, 0 to 2 dy. So this will be equal to 4, put the value of x, 2 minus 0 plus minus 2 square minus 0 square by 2 minus y, 2 minus 0 dy, 0 to 1. So this is 8 minus 2 minus 2y dy, 0 to 1. Now integrate with respect to y. So that will be 6y minus y square. Right? So that is from 0 to 1. So that is 6 into 1 minus 1. So your answer is 5. And if you first integrate with respect to y, 4 minus x minus y dy dx, right? Then limits of y are from 0 to 1. Limits of x are from 0 to 2. So that will give you 4y minus xy minus y square by 2, 0 to 1 dx, 0 to 2. So this is 0 to 2. Put the value 4 minus x minus 1 by 2 dx. So this is 7 by 2 y minus x y, 0 to 2. So this is 7 by 2 into 2 minus, sorry, with respect to x we have to integrate, na? X square by 2. I'm sorry, beta. So now you have to integrate with respect to x. So this is 7 by 2 into x minus x square by 2, 0 to 2. So this is 7 by 2, 2 minus 0 minus 4 by 2. So this is 7 minus 2, which is 5. So both ways you will get the same answer. Is that thing clear? Is this question clear to
Yes,
everybody? This is how you will integrate when your region of integration is a rectangle. Fine. Let us do one more.
मैम
Yes, beta.
मैम जैसे जो y होता है मैम वैसे
Yes.
y डिपेंडेंट है ना x के मतलब कि अगर
No,
x
y
चेंज हो
is
रहा है तो
not
y भी
dependent on x. No, x and y are independent variables. Z is dependent on x and y. So you see, beta, now the situation is like this. X is your independent variable, y is independent. These two are independent variables. They don't depend on each other. Otherwise, you cannot do these things if they are dependent. So x and y are independent and z is dependent on them. Z here is 4 minus x minus y. So this is what we are doing in 12th chapter also. X and y, they are
Yes, ma'am.
independent. Is that thing clear, beta? Yeah.
yes ma'am.
Okay. So let us do this. R fxy dA, find this where fxy is 1 minus 6x square y and 0 less than x less than 2. R is 0 less than x less than 2 minus 1 less than equal to y less than is equal to 1. So do you understand the problem? Can you physically see what is happening, what we are doing? Yes, beta. So you see what you are trying to do is, you have here this rectangle. This is, I'm just drawing like this, okay? So this is the rectangle and this is a surface, this, which is defined like this. So you will get some surface. Exactly, I'm not plotting. Then you are looking for that, this kind of thing you will get, right? So you are computing this volume. Because this is the height, you can treat it kind of a height into this area. Area of base into height is depicting the volume. So this is what you are physically finding when you are finding the integral. This volume here you are computing. Is that thing clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Right
ma'am.
now, so it's your choice, because the region is rectangular. Because it is very important, in the next class we will see that if the region is not rectangular, then you cannot integrate with respect to x or with respect to y with your own choice. Then you have to see what to do. Okay, so here write down, since the region is rectangle, we can integrate this. You don't need to write it in exam, I'm just telling you for your understanding. Integrate with respect to x or with respect to y first. Okay, so sometimes it is easy if you integrate with respect to x or y first, then you can do that. Otherwise, no problem. Otherwise, you can do any with any way. So this is 1 minus x square y. So I'll first integrate with respect to x and then with respect to y. So x limits are 0 to 2 and y limits are from -1 to 1. So now you integrate with respect to x, treat y as a constant. So it is x minus 6x cubed by 3 y 0 to 2 dy minus 1 to 1. So it is -1 to 1. X is 2 minus 6 by 3 is 2. So 2, you will put 8 y dy, right? So this is, now you integrate with respect to y. So you'll get 2y minus 16y squared by 2 minus 1 to 1. So this is 2, 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 8, 1 minus 1. So this is 4. 4 is your answer. Is that okay, beta? Clear? So
Yes,
next
ma'am.
week we'll continue with this chapter 13. Okay, and I'll also discuss the test next week.
Can you scroll down, ma'am, thoda sa?
Yes, beta.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
beta. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Ma'am, what's the name of the theorem?
Fubini. Fubini is the name of the mathematician. Fubini. Okay, where I have written.
Ma'am, like we have done from the chapter 1 to 12.
No, beta. No.
Only
Okay, I'll
chapter
do.
12, na, ma'am?
No, we have done chapter 8
8th and 12th chapter.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sure.
and then we are doing chapter 12, which is we have already done chapter 12, which is function of more than two variables. Basically,
Yes, ma'am.
derivative we have discussed. Now we are doing the integration for that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
I'll end this meeting.